Hello. I've had another request to do a piece on traps and trapping. I will do simple traps, and the simplest of traps of course is the snare. Using a snare properly you can catch small animals and large animals, and I will show you how to do that. I will start this off by showing you how to make a small animal snare, a small game snare, from using brass picture wire. 7-strand is the best one to use. If you can't get 7-strand and you can only get 4, then get 4-strand and simply double it. Twist the two together. If you want a larger animal snare, then get 2 7-strands and twist them together. I think that's about all. I'll take you and show you how this one's made. The small game snare is made using brass picture wire, and then we'll move on to how to actually use them and where to set them. I must point out that these snares were used in the 18th century. They did use brass wire. They also used cordage and sinew, but brass ones are the easiest to make. So we'll go and start this now. Okay, I'm using a double strand of 4-strand picture wire, brass picture wire here. It's twisted together. I'm going to make a simple loop in one end. And this is usually sufficient. This will hold it very well. You won't need to do anything else with this other than twist the wire around and form that loop. Then we take the other end. Let's just straighten this out a bit. You have to do this when you actually set the snares too, because the snares will be rolled up and in your trapping bag or in your belt pouch or wherever, and they do tend to form that loop, and they get out of shape. Okay, there you can see the snare, the loop in the end. Okay, that's fairly simple. That's part one of making the snare. Now we'll move on to the next part. I'm going to use a block of beeswax here because it's either that or a block of wood, and I couldn't find the block of wood. Take your awl, make a hole in some leather tie, in a leather thong. Again, pass the wire through. Bend it over. Wrap it round. if you want to, if you were doing this in a modern way, for modern trapping, this is a very primitive snare, whichever way you do it, but this is one that I would carry in with my 18th century gear. You can put a large fishing line swivel between the brass and the leather thong, or in fact make a join anywhere in the actual brass line. If you do that, it's much easier actually just to take the leather thong and slip it through one end of the swivel, and then attach the brass wire to the other end of the swivel. What this will do is, if the animal twists and turns, it won't damage your line, it won't damage the snare, it'll just go round and round and round. The leather thong tends to do that a bit. If the animal goes round and round, it will actually twist the leather rather than twist the brass wire. So that in itself is a saver. The leather, of course, is used for tying off onto a branch or a peg in the ground. Anything that will hold it firm. And that's it. That's the whole snare made and ready to use.